There was some hope that that olive branch from the government for China's internet sector could kind of spark this sustained turnaround, but Tencent is really essentially saying don't get ahead of yourselves yet.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what they're saying because, there's talk from policymakers, including from Liu He, the vice premier, earlier this week. That helped lift sentiment, albeit very briefly, because they're talking in broad brushstrokes, saying they need to boost growth in the economy. That's the priority now, rather than necessarily the crackdowns that we've seen for more than a year on tech and then, of course, on property and on online gaming and the like. So many other regulatory pressures. But now they need jobs and they need growth. So there is some relief on the pressure for these tech companies on the regulatory front. However, as Martin Lau, the president of Tencent, admitted in the analyst call late yesterday after their fairly dismal results, essentially saying, from going from words to action takes time, and there's going to be a time lag. We don't know how long that's going to be until we get specific relaxation of these curbs. Now, Tencent, I must add, wasn't specifically targeted by regulatory action, but, Tencent has its finger in so many different companies, and they propped up gaming companies and online education and the like, fintech. Obviously, there's been regulatory pressure there, so it has been caught in that downdraft in regulation. This is a stock that has lost $500 billion, roughly, of market value since its peak in 2021. Once a juggernaut, now, in the latest results, posted revenue growth, I put that in air quotes, growth of 0.1%, essentially 0% revenue growth. That is the worst on record since this company went public here in Hong Kong in 2004. Net income, despite a fairly nice profit from this sale of Singapore's C, or shares, a sale of some shares in C, they still saw net income fall 51%. Gaming, their bread and butter, also flat revenue because they simply are still on the wait list for the monetization licenses. This after, the first game approvals were issued for the industry after that moratorium on new game approvals was put in place last July. So there's pressure all down the line for Tencent.